Welcome to Next Chapter Women. She blooms in solitude. We are doing a 4-part series called Reflections from the Middle, where your life isn't falling apart, but it's asking something new of you. In this video, we're talking to single parents with shared custody of a teen that's living between two households. We're talking about the emotional stress that we take on as moms when what would come out on both parents only is directed at one. If your child feels emotionally unsafe to share things in one household, and what it feels like when you're on the receiving end of both sides. Today, we're going to release. Maureen, I think that this topic hits home for both of us in different ways. We've been single moms for a while and navigated this at different points. So I know that you have a situation and experience that you could speak on and share with us.
Thank you, Jess. It's, great being online with you, discussing these really important things. I have a 17-year-old son, and me and his father have joint custody, and it's been that way for 14 years. So we moved out when he was about 4. Now going through this with him, he comes home. He's almost an adult from being a week with his dad, and all the stuff that's going on over there, he can't release over there or have a voice over there. So when he comes home with whatever stresses are going on over there, I hear it all because I'm the safe place when he comes back. The dynamics in our households are very different, and he feels really safe here. It's less strict, it's less regimented, it's a very calming, peaceful place. The activity here is different than what's going on over there. He lives with a grandmom, his grandmom, and his dad. So in a nutshell, Michael comes home very stressed out about that situation. And it takes him 2 days to kind of come out of it and start relaxing in the space of where we are together. It's very calming over here. I give him his space. I am the parent that has to deal with all the stresses over there because he doesn't feel like he can talk to his dad about how he's feeling with that situation.
So it's natural. You're in this situation. You want to do everything that you possibly can. He's not quite sure how to handle it. And so you are trying to guide him through this. And it went on for months, but then gets to a point where this situation is building. Can you talk about how what might have started out as like, I'm here for you. And I love the fact that you can talk to me. I love the fact that I'm speaking for you because I know that we both feel like this about our kids, that like, wow, our teens are talking to us. This is huge. They trust us. They care about our opinions. They look to us for guidance, and maybe speak to how it goes from that to where now these conversations that he cannot have, or it feels like he isn't able to have with the other parent, instead of talking to that other parent, it's just you.
Right. And we love our kids. So, of course, we want to be that sounding board for them, and we want to be able to help them the best way we can. Unfortunately, I can't control what's going on over there because I'm not there. I'm here. So I'm taking on all the burdens of what's going on over there. And it's causing me anxiety, causes me stress. It keeps me up worrying. What should I do? And I know that, yes, I can listen, but I can't bear the burden. I want to empower my son to use his voice, because when we're silenced in any kind of a relationship, we're not truly being who we are and who we want to be. You want to help them to, okay, what's the best and healthy way for him to deal with feeling he can't talk with his dad? And it's frustrating because you want to be able to take whatever they can't say over there and make it all better. But I can't because I'm not there and I can't control that.
And can you talk about what's happening to you as this situation was unfolding and you're taking on more and more of, again, this emotional distress that would be directed at this other parent, but it's not. Can you talk about what happens to you inside? I know I remember one part of you being really upset and talking about feeling powerless.
That's exactly how I feel. And I feel too that it takes me to a place when I'm trying to be in a mindful and peaceful place that it's all consuming me. It's consuming me inside. So he'll come home on a night and it's like 2 hours of trying to say, well, why can't you talk to him? Or, then why don't you just stay with me? And it's just 2 hours of back and forth, and then it turns into other stuff like I'm so busy at work, I'm so tired, like it'll drum up like stuff that he's not releasing there. He just goes through the motions.
And also, it is important to highlight, without going down this road of what this was for, your child was previously in therapy that you supported and sought out for him. And so during this situation, you had come and brought this back up like, hey, do you need this other outlet? I'm here for you if we need to go down this avenue. So that was offered. That was a potential solution, but you had to go by what he was telling you, and he didn't want to go back to that.
Yes, he said, Mom, I'm good. I can talk to you and I feel better after I vent. That's great, but that's not fixing the problem. So then again, I'm bearing that weight of him being unhappy over there, and then I want him to just stay here. And just going around in circles of not coming to a solution, but just having anxiety about what he's feeling and making sure he's okay here, but he's not good there and I can't
So
control
what
it.
I'm hearing is his anxiousness, his symptoms, his distress. You already have anxiety that
Yeah.
you work daily to regulate your nervous system, but now you're absorbing additional. What if somebody's going through this? They might not even realize this is happening. What is the hidden cost of continuing and staying in this? Talk about at the worst place, the height of how that felt. What did that feel like?
Anxiety for me, anything can bring it on. Just it lays in my throat. My heart pounds. I don't feel focused. I feel like I'm just thinking about that situation. And again, when you're thinking ahead or about like what's going to happen, you're not living in the moment. What can we do to get back to a peaceful place? So you're not bearing all that burden. And it's not about abandoning your feelings for what's going on over there. It's about knowing that, hey, this isn't good for me. So where can we be healthy in dealing with this situation?
Listen, that is extremely difficult. Okay. You're just talking about drawing a boundary. When it comes to our kids, sometimes it's hard to do that. Our protective urge and instinct is to help our child no matter what, at whatever cost. But in this situation, so I could just see how difficult that can be, because how do you draw a healthy boundary?
Right. And sometimes you have to sit with what's going on, remove yourself from it, and just start listening. Just get some space. I use meditation. I get quiet. I remove myself from the distractions and I just listen. And then the answers and the clarity start to come.
It's true, but also you're in this. You can't see a way out of this. And so going back to what we're talking about today of releasing, there has to be a release. We were on the phone at one point and it's like, you're so stuck in what's happening. And that's not a bad thing. That's because it's in real time that you can't see a way out. Where is this release? So this idea popped in my head as I'm listening to you that we could call the ABC method, because I literally said, listen, I'm going to tell you what I think here. What you're going to do is go back to him and it's going to be either A, B, or C. So A, you can have this conversation with your dad yourself. B, you could do nothing. You could just keep staying in it and not do anything. Or C, come to me if you want me to help you have this conversation, be a facilitator or help in any way. Absolutely, I will. There's the boundary. Instead of continuing for this to build and build and build, it's going back and using this ABC method of you could do A, B, or C. And so you did that, right?
Did. But it wasn't till after I talked to you about this that it all kind of made sense. So it really is important to me to have a support of a wonderful friend too. If I can't figure it out, I have somebody I can talk to, Jess, that can help me. And it really kind of releases a lot of pressure too, when it's like, wow, okay, it's that simple.
Well, that's where the coach in me came out.
Yes. So you're like my coach. We're coaches, but you're my coach in some of these difficult situations where I just don't know. And then after talking to you and getting your insight, I'm like, perfect, awesome. And I did it. I told him A, B, and C, just what Jess said. And then he said, Mom, it's just not that easy for me to talk to my dad. I said, you operate on your timetable. You know where I stand with this situation. I can't control anything over there. I support you. These are your options. And we're going to just sit with it like that. If he decides he doesn't want to do anything, he knows I'm here to support him, but I can't give him his voice. He needs to do it.
His parents, I don't know how you feel, but I know I felt like this, and my mom used to say this. We want to wave a magic wand and make it all go away, make everything better. Abracadabra, boom. And you weren't saying, hey, well, you need to just talk to your dad. You're saying, hey, that's one part. You could try that. But if you can't, if you feel that you need my help, I'm happy to help you. Or you could just continue and do nothing. And so I love how you talk about this as being empowering and helping to guide a person who's going to be a young adult soon on his way to use his autonomy and start working through some of these really big, tough, hard life moments. But you're also letting him know in a gentle and loving way, I'm here. You can always fall back on me, but you chose to release. That's what you chose.
Yes. And it's really for both of our benefits. I love my son so much, and I want him to practice the things that is going to make him deal with these situations in a healthy way, whatever comes along in his life. Giving him a voice. So many times as parents, we want to silence our kids because we're the parent, and we never guide them to say, wait, I feel this way about this situation. Allow them to have a voice, help them along if they have a hard time making a decision, but don't make it for them, because as we go through life, there's going to be so many decisions. And if we feel good about ourselves and we're comfortable in our own skin, and we start listening to the things that work for us and not have somebody put their judgments on a decision we have to make, if it starts young, I mean, gosh, the sky's the limit for their potential, their spiritual potential, and really just owning who they really are and not being affected by the things that parents do and tell your kids to do.
I'm very emotional right now to listen to you, because I know how much you love Michael. It's the way that you worked through this whole thing. I'm just so emotional, because just hearing you say the simple thing, like, I love my son so much. I know that you do. But that's what we're here to do today, is to talk about release and to help you, if you've had a situation like this, to know that it's okay to release. What we're talking about is how to work through something that is manageable, and then how to empower your teen, and, as Maureen says, give the child a voice. If a child were in an abusive or life-threatening situation, or something that is jeopardizing your child's mental health in any way, we are not advising people to do nothing. We are not advising people to ignore their child's needs. So please know that.
Yeah, we're just advising that when you're dealing with stuff, releasing some of the strain it has on you, and allowing your child to have a voice and make choices for themselves, and not bearing all the burden when they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to say that our message here is that release, it doesn't mean withdrawing love. Just like Maureen just said, it means releasing responsibility for emotions that are not ours to carry. So if you could take one thing away from this today, just let it be release.
Feel it, release it, let it go, and let whatever's supposed to happen, and let what's naturally supposed to be the outcome happen.
Yeah. If this conversation resonated or helped you in any way, please comment below and share this video. We want to know more about what content we should make for you, what's helpful, and we're a new YouTube channel, so we're trying to grow and put out content that best serves all of you.
Yeah, so leave comments. We would love to talk with you.
Also, if you're a woman over 40 who's on a healing journey and thinking about your identity, self-discovery, please check out our Identity Reset workbook that was made especially for you. There's a link in the comments below. So until next time.
Bye.